All right, so today we have a career coach expert joining us who will be talking more about how he got started, and most importantly for you, he will be giving you tips on how you can go ahead and optimize your LinkedIn account. How can you go ahead and use your profile to attract more employers to give you a job? And if you're also an entrepreneur, watch this is because the LinkedIn optimization that he'll be talking about in this conversation with me is definitely going to help you. Okay, so help me welcome my brother Ashraf Mukarram, who we just met, and we became so close after a couple of meetings that I really wanted him to speak to me, through which I can give you some benefit. So let's go ahead and welcome brother Ashraf. Brother Ashraf, please, if you can come on the screen. All right. So thank you
Hi, good
so
morning.
much for good morning. Thank you so much for joining. It's really nice to
It's,
see experts like you coming and having a discussion.
yeah,
And during this meet, I would be asking you some questions to
yeah,
benefit the people who are watching this. Okay.
yeah.
So to start with, yeah.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me the podcast and session, brother. It's my pleasure connecting with you and to have you in the Zoom call. Okay, thank you very much.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like absolute pleasure. And I'm sure by the end of this 20-30 minutes, all the audience
Yeah,
who are watching would have taken
yeah,
something back with them that they can go back, implement, and successfully enhance their careers. So let's get started
yes,
with a
brother.
very
Yes,
simple
yeah,
question. Tell us a
yeah,
little about your background on how did you
yeah,
get started? See, it's very
yeah,
difficult to find some genuine career
yeah,
coaches today. A lot of
yeah,
people claim
yeah,
that, but being
yeah.
in the market for the last 15 years, I know that half
Mm.
of them don't stand by what they say. But I went through
Exactly.
your profile and I found it very interesting, the
Yeah,
testimonials and all. So
yeah,
how did and
yeah.
where did this journey start?
Okay. Okay. My journey, in the year 2012, I graduated as an aeronautical engineer, and from Coimbatore, Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology. And when I was in college, and when I was more into during the college and during my childhood, I was having the mindset and the thought process to help someone and to help the person. We should have to have that mindset to helping someone. So,
Right.
when I completed my college education, and after the 2012, I was into job for 1 year, in Coimbatore. I was there in Coimbatore for 2013 and
Oh,
2014. I was
oh,
again, I migrated to my native place. Like I was there in Hakim College as a lecturer. Like I was a
nice,
lecturer
nice,
there in
nice.
Hakim College, and I was educating and teaching student in aeronautical engineering. So
Okay.
in that, yeah, yeah, brother.
Okay,
In that time,
so let me, let me interrupt because I ask a lot of questions come into my mind from the audience perspective. So I've
yeah,
also heard that people say that when you start as a lecturer, your career actually gets blocked. There's not much of
yeah,
growth that happens when you enter
yes,
lecture.
brother.
So what do I mean,
Yes, brother.
lecture as a career, lecturer. So
Yeah,
what is your
yeah,
take
yeah.
on that?
You are true, brother. Like you are true. Like when you're going to lecturing or teaching field, you have some, you should have to teach some group of students the
Mm,
same topic. Like every year, you should have to teach the same topic. You will not be having the thought process, to research more. I should have to go into details and teach students. Other than that, and as you said, you will be blocked in some point. If you are into teaching field, and similarly happened with me as well. Like when I was
mm,
teaching student,
mm,
there is a subject we should have to teach, every
mm.
day different subject, and as per the engineering degree,
Yeah.
and we have to educate student day by day. Like in
Okay.
that time, I found my passion, brother. As you said, about my background, I will put some point here. Like I found my passion in 2013. Like I should have to
Mm,
help the graduates and the professional to
mm,
get into job offer and to receive job. This
mm,
is the introduction, a short
mm.
introduction, like how started, like about this.
Okay, so here's something that I tell all my audience, and if you agree with this, give me a thumbs up. If not, let's talk about that. Okay, I tell
Okay.
people if your passion does not make you
Hmm.
paisa, which is money, then
Okay.
it becomes
Yeah.
poison.
Yeah, yeah, it's true, brother. It's true. And actually, that
Right?
you have finding a passion, you need wisdom actually. Like
Right,
if you found your passion, then you will have more motivation to do like
absolutely.
for example, if you are going to bed, then you will having the thoughts like tomorrow I should have been doing this and
True.
connecting with. And if you have, if you don't have passion, and if you are doing only for the money, like if I do this and then I will get the money, and
Mm,
daily basis for 30 days, for example,
mm,
if you are working for any organization and you
mm,
don't have any passion, at some point, like very few people, like in graduates and professionals, they will be more passionate about working for that position, and
mm,
they will be
mm,
more passionate. Like for
mm,
example, while going to bed, they will be having the thoughts like tomorrow this
mm,
is my target, and I should have to complete this target, and I should have to complete this task. And
mm.
if they are in working in project also, they will be having this thought process, and they will be motivated all the time for doing
Okay.
the task on a daily basis, mashallah.
True. So, in fact, I'll tell you something very interesting. Okay, I'm also in a space where even I go and I motivate students and give them some steps on how do you build entrepreneurship or or in employment. And I always tell them two things. Number one, you got to understand your original passion, which is real passion,
Okay.
versus
Okay.
acquired passion. And I'll tell you what this
Oh,
is. Okay,
okay.
acquired passion is nothing but, let's say, how much exposure a college student has. If you ask me, it's like
Mm.
somebody in India does not have much
Okay.
exposure about the industry. So what happens
Yeah.
gradually is when I climb on
Mhm.
stage and I tell them about my life and what I am today, they look at the
Mhm.
end result of what I am today, and then they say,
Yeah.
I want to do what he did. And they say,
Yeah.
my
Yeah. Yeah.
passion is to become a trainer, or my passion is to become an entrepreneur. Is because, now this is for the
Mhm.
audience sake that I'm telling, your passion
Mm.
cannot be the end result.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
word
Exactly. Exactly.
acquired passion is basically, I
Mm.
have written a book called Master Key to Job Start, where I've
Mashallah.
coined two, three words. Okay. One of that
Okay.
words is
Okay.
called acquired passion. Acquired passion is, I
Mhm.
look at you today. Okay.
Mm.
Look at what
Yeah.
car
Yeah.
you drive, what lifestyle you have, and how many people know
Mm.
you. And then I say, I also
Mhm.
want to do what Ashraf is doing. Wrong,
Mhm.
because passion is not about
Yeah.
the end result. Passion is about the process. So
Exactly,
it's
brother. Exactly. Very true.
very difficult to
Yeah.
identify passion at the college time if you don't have exposure.
Mm.
And if you're going with
Yeah.
acquired passion, very soon you're gonna fall,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
and
Yes.
and
Very true. Very true.
and I also tell them, if you have found a passion which you think is real passion, you need to
Mm.
validate that with a business model.
Mm.
See, both our
Mm. Yeah.
audience, most of them
Mhm.
have this
Yeah.
confusion. Okay, like during the college or after the college, we all have this little worm that comes
Mhm.
inside us and says, I want to become an entrepreneur,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Right, and and
Exactly.
and they say,
And
what, I have this idea, incredible idea, mera idea best hai, all that. But eventually there's no business model to it. So I will not be
yeah.
getting into that topic with you, but I want to have a similar
Mhm.
chat, like if there is an
Mhm.
idea and it requires a business model. My question to you is,
Mhm.
if I am, let's
Yeah.
say, I have a lot of people who are already
Okay.
working, okay,
Okay.
but now they
Okay.
want to shift their career,
Okay.
right,
Okay. Yeah.
which is popularly called as career transition.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
can you throw some light or some cases where you have helped such people?
Yeah. Yes, brother. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, very true. Like about you said, the acquired passion and the passion which you said, very true, brother. And I really appreciate like you have the wisdom, found out those things, and you have written the book also. Very good to know about that. And about the career transition, brother,
Yeah,
I have helped
yeah,
many,
yeah,
and
yeah,
uh, uh, like they used to connect me and they asked me, I'm currently in this thing, like many used to for example, they're into mechanical industry or electrical industry or electronic industry. Maximum professional, they have the mindset of going into IT.
yeah,
Like maximum they they wants to shift their career to IT. And one 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 no one person came to me, like he has having 10 plus years of experience, brother, 10 plus years of experience.
true.
But now currently he wants to shift his career to IT. So I
Mm-hmm.
helped him, like I suggested him also, to have that transition, you should have to do some certification, brother. You have to
Correct,
research more and
correct.
more, and you have to do more certification. You have, for example, if you are applying for any position in IT, like any like a data engineer or any similarly, there are like data scientists or Adobe, Azure or administrator, Adobe administrator, any position. For example, if your industry is like mechanical, electrical, or any industry, and if you want to transit, like you have to do certification, certain
Mm.
certification
Mm.
based on the target. Like for example, if you have something in your mind like target job, and based on that, you should have to acquire knowledge on a daily basis. Like you have to acquire knowledge on LinkedIn as well. You have to do certification on LinkedIn. And similarly, there are many platforms available on internet. You can research more and get certification from that platform. Also, I suggest, like, for example, if you are having more certification, for the target position, and meanwhile you have to optimize your LinkedIn profile as well. Like for
Mm.
example, if you're planning to migrate to different industry, like from mechanical to IT, you have to optimize your LinkedIn profile, in such a way that you attract, interview calls, from IT,
Yeah. Yeah.
IT company. So you have to focus on that. And LinkedIn profile is like LinkedIn profile is equal to your resume, actually your CV. It is, LinkedIn profile. You should have to optimize in such a way that, the keywords you are putting on the LinkedIn, and the content, and the summary part, and the headlines, and the cover photo, and the LinkedIn profile URL, everything. And you have to update everything. Whether, for example, if you have achieved so many things in your professional career journey, you have to
Mm.
update achievements, and everything, and
Mm.
certification, and training, and
Mm.
everything you have to update, and so that it will be more optimized. And also, I would like to add one more point. More importantly, you should have to master networking skill. Networking in
Mm.
the sense like connecting with people, connecting with the right people, so that you can generate more interview calls. Some cases, like in in some scenario, what happens is, you can generate the leads through reference as well. Like if you're connecting with the right people,
Yeah.
from your colleagues, or your friend, your relatives, you can
Mm.
generate the leads through that person as well. And this is
Awesome.
what I want. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
So I'll just recap that and then I'll move to the next question. So for the people who are listening, what Ashraf means is, number one is you got to understand there's a difference between degree and certification today. Degree,
Yeah.
especially with IT industry, because a lot of people want to move towards IT industry, which in a way is good, is
Yes.
because a lot of jobs are getting generated and most of the jobs are
Yes.
dollar-based jobs. So you get really
Yes.
paid well,
Yes. Exactly.
right? So that is
Yes,
one.
brother. Yes.
And second, what I like about IT industry personally is you don't only have to be very analytical. You can also be creative and you can move into, content creation. You can move into editing. There are so many things that gets formed there. So first difference
Exactly.
audience should know is there's a difference between certification and degree. In fact, I would say stop doing MBAs, rather do some certifications in your own field, because degrees are
Yeah.
generic and certifications are
Yes.
specific, and market wants
Exactly.
specific, right? So that's point number
Specific. Yes.
one that Ashraf was
Yes.
talking about. Point number two
Yes.
is no matter how well you have or what you have, you will not be able to sell yourself in the market, if I can put it that way, unless the market knows you. And today, I think
Exactly.
the best thing about that is LinkedIn.
Yes. Yes.
LinkedIn
Exactly,
is
brother. Very true.
phenomenal,
Yes.
and and
Yeah.
I've seen that you have close to about 223,000 people, right?
Yes. Yes.
223, I mean 223,000 followers or something. This is a
Yeah. Yeah.
phenomenal
Yeah.
number.
More than that much.
More than
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, so phenomenal number. I'll come back to that. But let me just recap this for the audience. So what Ashraf means is you got to like Grant Cardone made the statement, and I love that statement. He says,
Mm-hmm.
well known. Well known will always beat the uh,
Mm-hmm.
uh, known person, which basically means that you should, unless you market, even if you have a
Mm-hmm.
good product, it becomes average sales.
Great. Great. Very
Yeah,
good.
best known
Very good.
will always best known will always beat the best. No matter how many
Great. Great.
certifications I have, you might have lesser than
Yeah.
me, but if you market it well through LinkedIn, and like
Yeah.
you say,
Yeah.
everything should be
Yeah.
documented there, highlighted, and most importantly,
Yes,
if I'm
brother.
going to come in the next space, is you got to connect on LinkedIn. If you don't
Yeah.
connect
Yeah.
on
Exactly.
LinkedIn, you will not know. LinkedIn is your new resume.
Mm.
That's what Ashraf says. Okay, so that's the recap of
Yeah.
what he said. Okay, now Ashraf,
Yes. Yes.
for the benefit of the audience, I would also like to ask you a little on LinkedIn as such. How important is
Mm.
LinkedIn, number one? And can you, for
Mm.
this discussion sake, give couple
Mm.
of tips that I can implement right away and
Yeah.
see some kind of
Yeah.
difference? Yeah.
Yeah, first one is no, those who are seeing the video and those who want to know about more about the LinkedIn. Firstly, is they should have to optimize the LinkedIn more professional way. Number one.
Yeah.
Number two is if they can if they can post the content on a daily basis, like any content, for example, if they are in any industry and for example motivating content, if
Yeah.
they can post content on a LinkedIn, what happens is, brother, if you are optimize your LinkedIn in a more professional way and you're putting content on a daily basis, then automatically your LinkedIn will be boosted more. Like you will be
Mm,
coming in the search bar. Like for example, if you're posting content and doing post likes and post comment on a daily basis, what
yeah.
happens? The LinkedIn algorithm likes you actually, likes
Mm,
you, and motivated. Your profile will be boosted more, and you will be seeing in everyone the news feed, and more chances. Like for example, if you are applying for the job, or if you are applying for if you are looking for any career change like that, then be more chance. Like for example, if a recruiter seeing your post and then they will connect with you. If you
yeah.
are participating on LinkedIn on a daily basis, this
Yeah.
is what I wanted to tell. Like first one is you should have to optimize your LinkedIn, and then if you can put update, upload content on a daily basis, or 2 days once, 3 days once, weekly once, then
Yeah.
it will be more okay. Sometimes what happens, we don't know exactly that which content will work more,
Mm,
which content will give more result actually. So we have to try level based and content and post likes, post engagement, and more. Like for example, one more thing I would like to add, only one point. Like for example, if you are scrolling your news feed, like there will be content which you likes, and if you can scroll down, there will be comments. Like everyone will be commenting on that particular content creator.
mm,
So if
mm,
you can go through, if you can go to the content comment section, and then there will be there will be people participating on commenting on the content creator post. Though that is also a lead for you. Like for if you have that wisdom,
mm, mm,
you
mm,
will find leads from there as well. And
mm,
liking their comments, and then connecting them in private, and then having more discussion. There will be recruiter also commenting on the post, and you can have connection with them, and
mm,
lead
mm,
further,
mm.
which will lead to job offer as well.
Okay. So for the audience sake, what Ashraf says is that, just to recap in a simple bulletin way, we need to optimize our LinkedIn is because uh,
Yes,
I can personally assure that I work with close to about 3 to 4 thousand clients, and
mashallah.
everybody mostly are on LinkedIn, right? Everybody
Mashallah.
mostly are on LinkedIn, and if I can
Mm-hmm.
post something, and as a job goer,
Mm-hmm.
if you can post something there which is related
Mm-hmm.
to your industry, I would always ask
Exactly.
people to put something
Exactly.
related to your industry rather than
Exactly.
forwarding and putting some comedy clippings there.
Mm.
So don't do that.
Yeah.
And very
Yeah.
important thing, probably Ashraf, you can validate this for me. I normally ask people to stay away from political agendas, religious agendas,
Mm.
or any
Mm.
sensitive agendas, is because it shows what's running in your mind. Would you agree on that?
Exactly, brother. Exactly. Very, very, very true. Very true. You should have to be stay away from that, brother. Like you should not have to comment on such content as well. Like you should
Mm,
have to be stay away from. Don't like or comment on that content, which you said 3 point,
yeah.
three scenario. Like you should not. You should have to be very away, stay away from that content. And also, like sometime also we face like someone used to say negative comments on any
Mm,
post. Like
mm,
you should not have to replay that kind of comment as well.
correct. Mm, mm,
If you are in LinkedIn, you should have to be extremely positive, only positive thoughts, and you should have to share only the positive things on LinkedIn.
yeah.
Then only you will have then only you will have the LinkedIn profile will be
Mm,
in such a way. Like for example, if recruiters visited your profile and sees, for example, if the recruiter sees some negative comment which you are
mm,
uploaded on
mm,
LinkedIn, then
mm,
they will be thinking negative about you. And for
correct.
example, if you are sharing positive content or positive comment on LinkedIn, then they will have positive impact about yourself and about your profile, and more chances they will hire you.
Very true. In fact, I was talking to one of the leading MNC's top HR, okay, and she told me that
Okay.
for him, LinkedIn is not only LinkedIn, but she said social media is basically a reflection of your thought.
Exactly,
So
brother.
what
Exactly. Yes.
runs in
Yes.
your
Very.
mind is what you keep posting
Yes.
and liking and commenting there. So
Yes. Yes. Yes.
and LinkedIn, one thing I want to tell the audience is it's not only share. Even when you comment,
Mhm.
it gets shared. So be very careful.
Very
Don't say I
true.
just commented on it because it automatically gets
Yes.
shared on your wall then. right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
exactly.
So
Very well.
okay. So I understand that there is a requirement for people to work with experts. Okay.
Yes, brother.
There's a
Yeah.
concept called OPE. I don't know if you know this or
Okay.
not. OPE stands for other people's experience. And I learned
Oh,
this
very great.
from Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn very
Mm-hmm.
nicely says,
Mm-hmm.
experience teaches you a lot of things, but it need not be
Mm-hmm.
just your experience. And then he
Mm-hmm.
introduced
Very
this
good. Very
concept called OPE, other
okay.
people's experience. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I personally think that when I require some kind of guidance, it's always
Okay.
better for me to approach an expert rather than sit and do the stupidity of trying it by myself. Because I'll tell
Yes,
you,
yes, brother.
there was a time when I
Yes.
thought when an expert would call me for a meeting and say he would
Mm-hmm.
charge for a meeting, say about 5 to 10,000 rupees for one meeting.
Okay.
It can be
Okay.
like for a couple
Okay.
of hours, completely reworking
Mm-hmm.
on my business plan. And I used to think, oh my God, 10,000 rupees a day, what's wrong with him? Or 10,000 rupees for one meeting, what is wrong with them? Today, I understand that if I pay that 10,000 rupees once,
Mm-hmm.
right,
Yes,
and I
yes.
sit with him
Yeah.
for 2 hours, 3 hours for a discussion,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
actually save me days of work or months of
Yes.
work or sometimes even years of work. And
Yeah.
the position currently I am in, I can easily
Mm-hmm.
make that 10,000 rupees in a day, which means
Very good.
spending
Very good.
with him,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
save time,
Yeah. Yeah.
right,
Yes. Exactly. Brother.
that
Exactly,
save time
brother.
can be converted into money, which a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Very true.
understand
Very
this?
true.
This is a beautiful
Yes. Yes.
concept
Yes.
I'm
Understood.
saying. Yeah. So,
Understood. Understood.
so
Understood, brother.
my question to you is, how important do you think as
Mm-hmm.
a coach or as a
Yeah.
coachee, how important is it to have a coach?
It is very important, brother. Like you should have to have a coach for, like, for example, if you are in a professional career, if you
Mm,
want to have, successful, career ahead, then you
mm,
should have to have at least one coach. Like, for example, I suggest, like, you can have more coaches as well. Like, for
mm, mm,
example, certification, certification. Like, for example, if you are working in a specific industry, like mechanical industry, then you
mm,
should have to connect with, such expert, like he or he should be like more than 10 plus years of experience. Then you will get more wisdom from
mm,
that particular expert. Like you should have to have coach, brother. Like
mm,
like you said, like you can save time. Also, you can you can acquire the knowledge from them. Like they have experienced so many things in their professional career,
mm,
and then train many people, and uh, uh, many things. You can get the wisdom from that particular coach, and you can learn so many things. And it will be easy for you. Like the coach, what he used to do is, like, they will share you the blueprint
mm.
roadmap. They will tell you, and
Correct.
the implementation plan they will share you, so that
Mm,
it will be easy for you. Like you will not having a distraction. Like I'm going here, and you get distracted at this point. You will not be having distraction, such thing. Like the coach will be hand holding you every time, like when you need help. So at that
mm,
point, as you said, like it will save more time. And also you can say, like you will get ideas from coach. Like, for example, if you're working on the strategies on a daily basis, then you will be having doubts and questions in your mind, like what will be the answer for this particular question. Then you can ask with the
mm.
coach, like, this is my scenario, and this is my question, and how to solve this current issue, like to upgrade myself and to achieve success in the professional career. Similarly, you
So,
can have.
so if I can put it this way, that coach actually becomes your lifeline for the entire thing, right? So,
Yeah, yeah, very good.
okay. So I'm just gonna pause this for 1 minute, but or rather, let's
Okay,
end this in about 1 minute time. Okay. I just have two last
okay,
questions for you. One, I'm gonna play a rapid fire with you probably in the next episode when I call you. But before
okay,
going,
sure.
what is that one
Yeah.
thing that you would like to advise audience, because the guys who are watching this are of two types. Number one, freshers who are
Mhm.
looking for a job, and the other
Okay.
one are people who are already in a job, but
Mhm.
they are looking for a job change.
Okay, okay.
What's your one
My
advice?
only one advice is, brother. Uh, uh, I will say four key points here in a short time, less than 1 minute time. You have to master time management skill. One thing. Number two is task management skill. Number three is money management skill. Number four is energy management skill. And after that, I will tell, like, you have to master networking skill. like networking is very, very important for freshers, like those who are just graduated from the college, and if they want to achieve something, or they will be looking for the current to have a job in hand, so they can master the networking skill. Then they can learn from internet, and they can try to participate in offline and online event about the networking, how to connect with the people, and how to talk with people. And more important is communication skill. It is very, very important. Communication skill in the corporate, communication skill is very, very key. Like if you have good communication and good thought process, everything they can and good knowledge about the industry, and good knowledge about the work, everything. Like if you have that in mind, then it will be more more chances that you will be hired in a short time, for fresher. And for the professional, those who are 5 plus 10 plus 15 plus 20 plus years of experience, they should have to they should have to build relationship with the connections on LinkedIn, brother. Like if yeah, I used to notice, like for example, some professional, they are 10 plus years of experience and 20 plus years of experience. When they go to the net connection on LinkedIn, they have less than 500 connection.
Correct. I've seen with 2 digits and all. 20 connections, 70 connections. I strongly
it is
agree on that. And
yeah.
like I promised you that I will not let this go beyond 30 minutes because you have other coaching sessions. I agree. And that's why I'm keeping this short. So thank you so much for joining. For people who are watching this, I'm going to leave Ashraf, brother Ashraf's, LinkedIn ID, so that you can go there. You can see how he's done it, and also be get in touch with him. And thank you so much for joining, Ashraf Bhai. It means a lot for me, for all the audience who are watching. And if there are requests for more of your discussion points and with some questions, I'll definitely request you to join us again. So thank you very much.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's my pleasure, brother, and thank you very much for giving your precious time connecting with me, brother. It's my pleasure actually that you have busy schedule, and you have so many things to do in a daily basis, and you are connected with me and giving your precious time with me, and it is my pleasure. And I thank you, no, from bottom of my heart, very thank you, and have a successful day ahead.
You too. So for the guys who are watching, let me just come on the screen, and here we go. Okay. So thank you so much, Ashraf Bhai. And for all the people who are watching, do subscribe to this channel, and do leave your comments, your questions. I will have Ashraf and more coaches like him come in and help you all. So take care, have fun, and God bless us.